Welcome back to the Microsoft Official Academic Course Lab Manual. We're working our way through this, installing and configuring Windows 10 in preparation for exam 70-698. So we are in Lab 4, which is performing the post-installation configuration, and we've just installed Hyper-V, so we're currently on exercise 4.5, which is creating and managing virtual machines. We are still logged on to CL1 as a datum/administrator. So we're going to go back to that and resume the lab. We want to go to Control Panel. Okay, so we're in Control Panel. And then in the search Control Panel text box, we want to type in Administrative Tools. So here's Administrative Tools. We'll go ahead and click it. And we want to double click Hyper-V Manager. And I just minimize those windows. So here's the lawn-CL1. I'm going to left click, right click, and we want to do, actually before we do that, we want to go into Hyper-V settings. No, I'm sorry, we were right the first time. Right click, new, virtual machine, next. I'm going to type in VM1. And then we're going to click on next. And next, 2048. Well, this is going to be interesting because that's what the size is of this particular device. Next. Normally we're going to set up a virtual switch, however, because this is a virtual switch, it's not configured yet, we're just going to click on next. Here we're going to type in 20. And then next. Then next, and then finish. And if you're required to do so, this would be where you would take your next screenshot. Here we're going to go into right click and settings, Hyper-V settings, and we want to choose memory. Okay, so we're going to left click here, right click settings, and we want to click on memory. I'm going to change it to 20 gig. We already did that. Oh, I'm sorry, we need to change it to 1024. 1024. And then we're going to click on processor. Change the number of processors to 2. And if you're required to do so, this would be where you take your next screenshot. And then we're going to click on OK. Now we want to go into the Virtual Switch Manager. And we want to create a virtual switch. So let's do it from here. See that we don't have anything connected. We do have a default switch, but we don't want to use the default. So Virtual Switch Manager, new virtual switch. We want to select private and create virtual switch. And we're going to name it private. And then apply. And if you're required to do so, you would take your next screenshot. Oops. So you would take your next screenshot from here, then we'll go ahead and do OK. Now we're going to create another virtual switch, so Virtual Switch Manager. This time we want to do internal. Create virtual switch. I'm just going to call this internal switch. And then apply. And again, if you're required to do so, this would be where you take your next screenshot. And we're going to go ahead and do OK to close out of that. Now, we were already selected on the VM1, so now we want to go into Settings and click on Network Adapter. And we want to choose Private Switch. Again, if you're required to do so, you're going to do another screenshot from here. Go ahead and click on OK. And now we're going to go ahead and close out of Hyper-V. And we are done with this lab. And that is the end of this exercise. If you are continuing on to the Microsoft Edge, you're going to stay logged in here.